Hey guys, Pretzel here. Welcome back to another video. In this video, I will be reviewing the Neca Godzilla 2003 figure. Having this figure for a few days and being able to mess around with it, I have come to the conclusion that this figure is one of the best Godzilla figures I own, even being better than some of the SH Monster Arts figures that I have. Mainly because of some minor issues. The articulation definitely won't be as good as some of the SH Monster Arts figures I have, but that saying, the articulation is pretty good on this figure, though I do have some minor issues with the figure that doesn't make it my best Godzilla figure. It's definitely one of the best Neca Godzilla figures I have, but it would be at least in the top 10 of my best Godzilla figures I own in all my Godzilla figures. Maybe even my top 5. I can't really say for sure because I would have to go through it all to see the results on that. But accuracy, I can't say for sure that it's 100% accurate, and I'm pretty sure that the face is the most inaccurate part of the figure, and I do believe it is the bottom jaw that makes it seem so. I feel like if the bottom jaw was a bit slimmer, it might look more accurate to the actual suit. Also, I think the head might be a bit too large when comparing it to images of the actual suit. But besides that, I think it's pretty accurate. The paint is pretty good as well, but I feel like the dry brushing could have been done a bit more, such as like right here. I feel like there could have been dry brushing right here. On the dorsal fins look great, but I feel like there's a bit too much of the black that is on the dorsal fins. The one thing right here that is like, it's like black, but it's like a line, like someone, like they didn't really paint it that well, or whatever happened, like if it was just digitally made like that. But I feel like they just slapped some white on it and then, didn't really make it fade at all. I feel like there should be more white right here, but it's more of like a dry brush on the dorsal fins, less than actual it being there. Like they had it and then dipped it in the paint and then just left it like that and didn't really, look at like an actual image of the Godzilla 2003 suit and see that like parts right here is just clear white. So that's a bit, it's not a huge deal, but just stating the fact that it's not 100% accurate. But what can you really expect from a cheap Godzilla figure? Although it's not that cheap, but it's $25. That's not as expensive as some others. Though I will say that the eyes are looking straight, so that is pretty good that they fixed that issue, at least for mine. I can't say for sure if anyone else has that issue, but I don't have it, so that's a plus on for me. Articulation is pretty great. We'll go through that. The head can look up about that far. We'll push him back a little bit. He can look down about that far. Not much, but still. You can get him to look down more once you use the other parts of the figure, but the head itself doesn't really make the figure look down at that far. You can move the head, the tail out of the way, 360. You can get some nice movement in the head right here to make it all sideways. And the mouth can open like that. I think Neca did the mouth for this figure pretty good. The teeth aren't perfect, but it's not terrible. Though I will say the inside of the mouth, I think, could have been done a bit better. Maybe a bit more detail on the tongue, but I think it's fine. This whole part right here that is like this is all soft plastic and allows for more articulation. It can kind of help the head look down a bit, and it doesn't really help the head look up as much, but it kind of bends right here to get more articulation in the head. But it does help out the arms, so you can get the arms to go 360. They do not go out at all. Like, you can't get the arms to go out. But you can get them to go up just about a bit. And you do have a little spool right here, as well as a single jointed elbow to get a nice 90-degree angle there. And then you can have the arm go, or the hand at the wrist go up and down, as well as turn at 360, and you get the infamous Neca finger joints. At the waist, the figure can be turned all the way around, and there's like very, very slight movement at all, maybe not even at all. It just feels like that, but you can kind of help it to make it look up and kind of get it to help it look down, but very, very little. The legs can go out right 360, and the knees can go back just a bit, and they can also go forward just a bit. And the foot, you can turn it all the way around. You get a little bit of up and down movement, but not much, and a little bit of ankle pivot. On my figure, my right leg is pretty stiff, so it does take a bit power to move it. So do be cautious that the figure will have some tight movement, as most Neca figures have. So if you plan on getting a Neca figure, then that's a thing that you should look forward to dealing with most all of them. But nothing a little bit of heat can't fix, so I will do more heat on that. And the tail, I think, is where the figure shines the most. The tail articulation is pretty fantastic. Definitely one of Neca's best. You can get a lot of articulation out of it, though I feel like there could be more articulation in the figure, or in the tail. It's pretty good, and it stays really well, so you can get a bunch of poses with it. And at the end of the tail right here, there is a bendy wire, so if you want to get more pose with the end of the tail, you can do so. But I prefer to keep it straight because I do not like the bendy wire. So them bringing that back it's their choice, but I do not really like it. Also, right here is a bit loose on mine, so that's not ideal, but it's not extremely loose, so that's not terrible. But comparing it to other Neca figures, we'll compare the tails of the Neca Shin Godzilla and this figure. Push it back a little bit. As you can see, the Neca Godzilla 2003 figure has a longer tail than the Neca Shin Godzilla, which is pretty surprising, because I'm pretty sure, film-wise, Shin Godzilla has a longer tail than the Godzilla 2003, but I can't say that for sure, but I'm pretty positive. Well, actually, now that I think about it, I'm 100% positive, because I'm pretty sure this figure is only like 100 feet tall, and Shin Godzilla is like, I can't remember. I think around 400 feet tall. So, yeah, I would say that the Shin Godzilla would have a longer tail in movie form, but not in figure form. Comparing it to my latest Neca Godzilla figure, the Neca Burning Godzilla 2019 figure, the figure is taller than the 2019 figure by maybe an inch, maybe not even an inch, maybe just about under an inch, but you can clearly see that the 2003 is taller than the 2019. But comparing it to my tallest NECA figure, I'm pretty sure this is my tallest, the Neca Godzilla 1964. Getting it straight here. If I can fix the legs a little bit. I would say that the Neca Godzilla 2003 is taller than the Neca Godzilla 1964. But not really by much. Just a little bit. Or maybe not even at all. And it's just my eyes that are playing tricks on me. No, I'm pretty sure he's taller. Or maybe if I straighten up the 64 a little bit. They might be the same height. But maybe one might be taller than the other. I can't say for sure. I'd have to get more close look at that, but I don't want to make the video any longer than it has been. But that is my review for the Neca Godzilla 2003 figure. Overall, my rating for the figure is a 9 out of 10. The reason why it's that is because of the minor issues with the, the loose right here and the stiffness, which that can easily be fixed. This could also be fixed. I just don't really have a solution for that yet, but I'm sure there is one. The articulation is pretty great, though I wish there was some more articulation in the arms, and I also wish there was some sort of neck joint to get more movement in there. So there could be more added articulation to make the figure better. Also, the inaccuracy on the face that makes the figure look odd, I feel like could have been changed a bit to make it more accurate. And the minor paint issues that I think the figure has. But still, I think this figure is worth its price. And if you're able to get the figure, I would definitely recommend it. But unfortunately, that is it for this video. I will be getting my SH Monsters Burning Godzilla within sometime this week, so we'll look forward for that unboxing and review soon. But for now, that is it for this video. I will hopefully have another video to come out today, but I can't say for sure. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.